Council.
A young boy goes on a shooting after playing Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto. It's a perfectly familiar scenario. Since he plays a violent video game, it automatically trains him to be a killer. I should know. I've done it a few times now. But I've never been caught. Obviously. It's simple science. Everyone expects it to be like that. But would it be different with a different game? A young boy goes on a shooting after playing Farmville. Animals concerned now. Or a young boy goes on a shooting after eating ham and cheese sandwich. Swine flu's back. Everyone wants to place the blame on something. It can't ever be the fact that perhaps the children shouldn't be playing these games in the first place. No, it can't be that. It has to be that it trains you to be a killer automatically. Just because, you know, shooting an AK, it involves aiming with L1 and shooting with R1. Tell the jury about violent video games that trained this kid and showed him how to kill. That quote is from Jack Thompson, an anti-video game crusader, in reference to Dustin Lynch. Dustin Lynch is a Grand Theft Auto obsessed 16-year-old boy who stabbed a young girl, his friend, after smashing her with a bedpost. Although Lynch denies that GTA involved and inspired the murder, her parents think differently. The truth comes from a quote from Lynch. I killed Jolene for my own personal satisfaction. I yearn to see blood. It's a need, an addiction, and also a fetish. I'm just obsessed with it all. GTA did not teach him how to kill. He was already wanting to do it. He was attracted to the game because of the violence. Because he could kill people in it, until the 3D objects weren't enough for him and he needed to do that. When a normal person plays a video game, they don't see real people. They just see what it is, a game. Now examine 5 popular video game myths. Scientific evidence links video games to youth aggression. Most studies found that either the link between violent video games and aggression is either very weak or non-existent. And even the aggression in normal gameplay goes away and isn't long-term. Number 2. Children are the primary market for video games. The main issue with video games is that parents they automatically assume that they are for children and don't read the rating system. Would you let your kid into a Halloween 3? I don't think so. Well, you might if you're a bad parent. And while 59% of games are rated E for everyone, the relatively small portion is 26 for rated for teens, and with 6% of that being M, a large percentage of gamers are 18 or older, 88% actually. So game companies tend to go for those more, and tend to advertise for Call of Duty, Gears of War, stuff like that. In all honesty, while children are a large market for video games, they usually aren't violent. They're Little Big Planet, Viva Pinata, and games like that. Number 3. Video games are not a meaningful form of expression. People tend to condemn video games on the stance that they are either just for kids or because they are unnecessarily violent. Video games allow us to traverse the barrier between art and interaction. It's called interactive media. While we can stand at a gallery appraising the broad strokes of an artist, try to convey the message set by poetry, video games go beyond all of that. They allow you to immerse yourself in the story. You become the father that is searching for his son, the man that is battling for his life. Video games are also Number 4. Video games are socially isolating. When people imagine gamers, they imagine them in their gaming den, the lights out, a bottle of Dr. Pepper, alone. The only thing that differs in actuality is alone. 60% of people play with other people. And why someone might break in someone's sniper nest and shoot them in the head, those 2 people are growing closer off screen. We are, by nature, social creatures, and that reaches to even us gamers. Number 5, video gameplay is desensitizing. Most people can generally tell when someone's joking and when they're serious. The difference between a Nerf blaster and a Desert Eagle. Why I might stick a spear in you, yell, "Get over here," while playing Mortal Kombat. I wouldn't do that in real life. Mostly because I don't have the arm strength nor the spear. Most gamers understand the line between reality and media. The problem lies in those who don't understand, and those lines are fuzzy for them. Teachers are often frustrated with the fact that a student who can barely manage to stay awake in their classes can go home and spend hours attempting to beat games at increasing difficulty. It's not the gameplay or the graphics that keeps gamers coming back. It's the reward system. Objectives, experience points, and rare objects, and actual displays of doing better. The popular first-person shooter Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a great example of this, where some of the earlier objectives are easier. So when the player might or may not be losing and doesn't have the skills yet, is rewarded by things they don't even know they're doing. The experience point keeps flowing in and you keep leveling up. The person isn't staying there because they like to get blown in the head every 5 seconds. They're staying there because they keep getting experience points and keep leveling up. And that's all that matters to them. If it had been something else like math work and I had gotten 1 out of 10 right, my average kill to death ratio back then, I would have stopped. I would have gave up right there. Why? With the math homework, there isn't anything else I can strive for besides getting the questions right. And when I failed to do that, there isn't anything else for me to do, so I stopped trying. People shouldn't be condemning video games. They should be trying to learn from them. Why do people keep coming back to play them? Because they're interesting, and not just because of the graphics, not just because of the gameplay, because people actually have fun playing them, and they learn. Video games can be educational if they're proven right. You can learn about history. And that's all I have to say about that.